Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commission meeting for July 26, 2018 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning. To my right is Vice President Commissioner Barb Lewis. To my left is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton. Our clerk today is Sarah Genova, and our County Administrator Mike Fromer. Let's begin.
Resolution number 18-820, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the receiving from regular meeting held July 23, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-820. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do have public comment this morning.
I believe we Deb Chester from the Business Bureau. There you are. Come on up and introduce yourself and take it from there.
Deb Schatzer, Executive Director of Destination Delaware County, Ohio. I came in just as a public comment because we have great news about tourism in Delaware County that we're about to press release, and I really wanted to share it with you first so you didn't just read it in the newspaper. So it'll be quick. But I just wanted to say that the key indicators is tourism's up in Delaware County from our study in 2017. And visitor spending was actually, direct visitor spending was $931 million. And actually 8.5. And then the economic impact of the induced and indirect and direct is actually $1.4 billion. So I was disappointed at first. I thought, oh, it went up 1 point, but that's $100 million, so that's really pretty good. And wages sustained by tourism are still about $300 million, about $295 million, 0.4 or 5. And then the taxes generated by tourism for the state, federal, and local are about $167.8 million. And locally, they're about $30.5 million. So just some really key facts I wanted to give you real quick here about Delaware County tourism is that we're still in the top quintile for tourism in Ohio. Visitor spending in Delaware County increased over 2016 by 4.7%. And for the state, it was 3.5%. And for Central Ohio, it was 3.8%. So Delaware County tourism is doing well. And also, Delaware's, well, the Central Ohio portion of the states, I think they're at 53.3 billion or something like that in the state right now, is 24.1% as Central Ohio tourism, which is about $12.9 billion. Delaware County is 11% of that. Of course, the lion's share of that is actually Franklin County, but we're moving up, so that's great. And then, again, the top 5 tourism sectors that benefit from direct spending in Delaware County are retail at 31%, food and beverage is 26%, recreation and entertainment is 25%, lodging is 9%, and transportation is 8%, and that includes air traffic too. So also, then, I'm going to go out on a limb because what I get asked all the time is, how many visitors do you have to Delaware County? Well, they don't give us that information in our study like they do the state of Ohio. So using the state of Ohio figures, which was 219 million visitors, I was able to go in and calculate 2 different ways and come out with the same number. I'm going to estimate that Delaware County has about 5.8 million visitors a year. Now, that's the best I can do on the study of information we have, and I think that's a pretty good estimate. So at least I hope I can use that figure in the future when people keep saying, how many visitors do you have? Because that seems to be what they're really interested in economic development and things like that. So I did redo this nice little brochure about Visitors Matters, and I'm going to leave this behind. I'm going to leave a copy behind of these interesting little stats, and if you want more information from that study, just please contact me.
You may not know the answer to this question. It's more a definition, defining a tourist. If somebody, let's say, from Morrow County comes to our Outlet Mall, are they considered a tourist?
If I can't remember how many miles out they go. They might go further out than that mileage-wise, because they're not going to count somebody from Worthington that goes to Polaris or anything like that. I think it probably goes out at least maybe 100 miles or so. 60 to 100 miles, at least. Yeah. And I can give you more information about that if I go back and look it up in the study.
Definition of a tourist was.
Yeah, and so it's usually, because a lot of that isn't always overnight traffic that are visitors, they're actually coming into your county and bringing new dollars into your county, and so they're at least out of the county, visitors.
Any other comments or questions?
Great progress, good report.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. No, appreciate your coming in.
Oh, thanks. I just, like I said, wanted to share it with you before you read it in the newspaper. I just thought it would be a courtesy thing to do and exciting. I'm always excited about it and wanted to share it, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave this behind.
Thank you.
I think the next matter, we have a resolution regarding the Ironman event coming up this weekend, and I believe, speaking, Ryan, you want to come up and introduce yourself, and, let's go ahead and speak, then we'll read the resolution.
Sure, thanks, Commissioners. Brian Lorenz, 4111 Village Club Drive in Powell, and also here, not in capacity of my office, a City Council of Powell, but here as a representative for the Ironman race that is going to be held this Sunday in Delaware County. Very exciting. This is the third year that the race will be held, and the race director was notified that the commissioners were going to do a proclamation. I believe he's in transit to get here, so had asked me to come and receive the proclamation from you. But as the person before me spoke, this is a great economic development opportunity for not only the city of Delaware, but all of our county. With over 2,000 racers and volunteers, it's quite an effort to pull off. So on behalf of everyone, I'll be volunteering myself. There's still opportunities for those that are interested in doing that. You can reach out to me, or I can direct you in the right location. But it takes quite an effort to pull something like this off from a logistical standpoint. So, just also we're grateful that the opportunity is here, and would be remiss if I didn't mention all of our safety service volunteers giving the extra effort, law enforcement, directing traffic, and keeping everybody safe. So with that, I thank the commissioners for recognizing the event, and hopefully it can continue for many years. Thank you.
Are you volunteering, or are you participating?
I am not participating. That is a little too much for me. I am volunteering. I will be lifeguarding at the swim. My wife, however, will be participating, and this is a half Ironman, so there's the full ones obviously are a little bit more challenging, and she's taken the bite to do that as well. I'm not getting on a bike. I can swim and run, but I just, that's not for me. So.
Have they pretty much got the volunteers they need at this point, or they still need more?
They'll always need more volunteers, and there's so many little things that can be done, from handing out water to the athletes, to picking up garbage, to directing people, helping people park. Also I wanted to mention that I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus at St. Mary's, and so we'll be selling food down there and grilling some items and have some parking spaces available. So they'll take anybody to do almost anything. So if you're interested, just let us know.
The resolution, then we'll ask for comments from the commissioners.
Resolution number 18-821, in the matter of recognizing the Ironman 70.3 Ohio event on July 29, 2018 in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. I'll open up to the commissioners. Commissioners, anyone have a comment or want to?
Well, I just think a half Ironman is plenty.
Right?
Too.
Right.
So, yeah, I congratulate everyone participating and the volunteers. I do think it's a great thing for the city and in the county, to showcase the county in particular.
Yeah, I guess I would like to echo that. This has been a very successful event. This is the third year running, and I'd like to congratulate, the organizers who do this to bring people to our wonderful city and county, and that is great. And was it sold out again this year?
I believe it was.
I thought it was sold out quickly too, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
It's a very popular race, and it's a great place to be here in our county, and easy to access, and gives another opportunity for people that are first trying one of these, so.
Great. So again, thank you, and thank everybody who participates and makes this thing work. And I know it takes a lot of volunteer hours. So,
You alluded to it. I know it wasn't planned, it's coincidental, but to have the Visitors Bureau here today.
Right.
So,
Good timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
great.
this is great for the county, it's great for the city of Delaware. Frankly, it's great for Central Ohio. And so I hope they have another very, very successful event this year. And we have a resolution here that we'll leave with you. Maybe we'll get a photo.
Sure, that'd be great.
So let's vote.
Vote on motion 18-821. Mr. Bitton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Would you feel comfortable with the Visitors Bureau being in the
Absolutely.
photo as well?
Oh,
Since
yeah.
it kind of seems appropriate?
Okay, great. Can you do one real quick? Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you out on the course. Yeah.
I can see you at the lake.
Yeah, that's right.
Resolution number 18-822, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments and warrants and batch number CMA PR 0725.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-822. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Bitton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-823, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 18-823. Mr. Bitton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-824, in the matter of approving the Fleet Management Master Equity Lease Agreement, amendment to Master Equity Lease Agreement, and credit application with Enterprise FM Trust.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. We started looking at this program probably well over a year ago, working with Enterprise for a fleet management program where we'd be able to lease vehicles in a goal to update our fleet, get rid of the older vehicles, reduce replacement costs, and take advantage of those programs. We're looking at approximately 40% of our fleet to take part in this program at first. This is the master agreement, as mentioned, so there'll be amendments coming back when we actually put the vehicles in this program.
Questions or comments?
Yeah, I think, again, I think this is a good step forward, for the county in more effectively managing our fleet, because right now it's pretty dispersed, pretty ununiform,
Yep.
and so on. So I think this is a really important tool to accomplish that. And we just, again, we need to step back, use this as one piece of a comprehensive fleet management program and look at when do we replace vehicles, what kind of vehicles do we use, because to date, we kind of just patchwork, put vehicles where we think they're doing the best. But this, I know we'll be able to track mileage better, we'll be able to pool better, we'll have short-term rentals that may be a more effective use. So there's lots of ways that we can more effectively manage. So I want to applaud you, and I know Cy was a big factor in getting this done, so both of you on leading us through this effort. So.
Well, we're also able to take advantage of Enterprise and their great leasing capabilities, buying capabilities. I mean, it's a great program, so.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of restate things that have already been said, but trying to be fiscally responsible, that's one of the significant roles that we as commissioners have. The presentation that Cy led, I'm going to say it was about this time last year, probably. And it took obviously some time and research to get it right. The presentation at that time certainly indicated a savings to the county. but more than just a savings to the county, an opportunity to less maintenance on the vehicles, because the goal will be to have newer vehicles on the road, which therefore could mean safer vehicles. And I think the big issue that the real savings is fewer vehicles, because if we do this correctly, and we use enterprise as a backup for, we should be able to have fewer vehicles and use them as a safety valve, where we have vehicles that are used occasionally. Those really should go out of the fleet and rely on the pooling process, which Commissioner Benton alluded to.
Short-term rental.
So,
Yeah.
and I've said this phrase before, my mom used to say it all the time, the proof's in the pudding. The challenge is for us to honestly look at the program, make an honest evaluation, and there are savings, but we'll have to work. Otherwise, if we just follow status quo, we won't get the savings. So the challenge for all of us, the commissioners, for you, and for all the people involved in the program will be to work to make this work, because it has a huge potential for savings for our county if we approach it that way. So
Right.
that's my comment.
Yeah, a lot more flexibility with this program, so,
And I think everybody will be excited about it once they get to understand how the program's going to work.
yeah, probably be excited about the newer cars, the ability to, again, you know, we can rent a car rather than have a car sitting there. And so, I mean, it's just, there are a lot of advantages, thanks to Cy, too, on this. I know Eric, your help, too, and John, thank you.
I know there are a number of vehicles that are driven less than 1,000 miles a year.
Yes.
Pretty sure the economics won't work, or don't work versus a short-term rental, a day or two rental of a vehicle, versus maintaining a vehicle, and owning it. So those are the sorts of things. And then pooling cars, I mean, there's lots of ways that we can do this and be more fiscally responsible. So congratulations and thanks.
I just want to add, Chris, that the partnership between Enterprise and us and their ability to structure a system where we can get a car quickly and without a lot of delay will make this work. If they end up having to spend hours to get a car, when we have that extra need, it's going to affect the ability of this program to work. So the challenge for us, challenge for Enterprise is to work together to make this work. Okay? With that, I think we're ready to vote.
Vote on motion 18-824. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Hi.
Resolution number 18-825, in the matter of ranking professional design firms for the former Career Center North Campus renovations.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
The selection committee completed their interviews of the shortlisted firms. They shortlisted 3 firms, conducted interviews, had 3 very qualified firms make the shortlist, I should say, had 11 total firms submit for this project, all very good. The final ranking after those interviews remained M&A Architects number 1, Schooley Caldwell number 2, and Prime AE Group number 3.
Questions or comments from the board?
Yeah, I think, again, this is a very important initiative. We got a lot riding on this thing going well and moving all the organizations and groups into that facility, which is going to be, I think, a win for everybody. So what's the timeline on this now, the latest?
Well, again, as required by higher revised codes, we first have to rank the top 3 firms, and now we'll go and negotiate a contract with them.
I meant on the whole project, not just.
So we'll probably get it'll take a month to get the contract. We'll get them going as quickly as possible. We're still looking at it. I haven't gotten an update. I haven't talked to the Career Center in a little while, but last I talked with Jack Higgins down there, they were still on time. They're still on schedule with their construction. They won't consolidate probably till the beginning of the 2019-2020 school year. So we're looking at fall of next year to actually be able to take possession of the property. Our goal is to get them in, do all the design work, have it out to bid, have contracts ready to go out to bid before we take possession, so that we're able to start construction when we take possession. We're looking at least a year construction time, if not 14 to 16 months, depending on how intensive we have to get in there, and timing as well. We're fortunate. The building appears to have really good structure, the actual facility itself, so it's really going to be remodeling. Going into winter, doing interior remodels, a good time for construction.
Okay.
So you say fall of 2019.
We'd actually take
We
possession.
take possession, okay.
So we probably won't be able to occupy it until end of 2020.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, the new Career Center building looks really nice and
Yeah.
is nearly done, at least from the outside.
From the outside, as I recall, their schedule is they're working to get some parts of the new portion completed, so they'll use that for this coming school year that's getting ready to start, because they're still renovating the existing portion of the building down there, so.
Yeah, we go by the other day, and I pointed out, I talked to my wife, I said, boy, the building's really attractive. I
Yeah,
think you're gonna have
yeah.
a nice job with it.
Yeah, they have.
I think we're all excited about it. It's an opportunity for us to
Yes.
combine facilities, make us more efficient in a lot of ways. We won't go into those details today, but exciting opportunity for us and for the Career Center. It allows them to move forward as well, so.
Vote on motion 18-825. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-826, in the matter of approving the First Amendment to the contract for photocopier rental and support services for the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Job and Family Services, and MT Business Technologies.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Steve Sikora with Job and Family Services. I am presenting to you a contract amendment to just increase the maximum amount of the contract to $60,000. Up for the first year, we tracked roughly $20,000, so we're on track to have $60,000 by the third year, which would end in October of 2020. So we do realize that the county is looking at getting on a plan together to have all of our as we were talking earlier, to pool some of our resources, save money for the county. So when 2020 comes up, I've spoke with the county administrator already. We would be interested in getting on a plan with the rest of the county. But as of now, we have the contract until 2020. So
Well done. You beat us to it.
You were
learning
headed-
to anticipate some of your guys' questions. So thanks to Mike for throwing me a softball there. I appreciate it.
Any other questions or comments?
He doesn't give those compliments that often.
Well, I appreciate it,
so
Commissioner,
That's
so.
pretty good, yeah.
Well, it's refreshing that you took the lead on that and made that comment. I think we all appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
With that, vote.
Vote on motion 18-826. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-827, in the matter of approving an agreement between the Delaware County Juvenile Court, the Delaware County Commissioners, and Track Group Incorporated for monitoring services and equipment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
Good morning, Karen Watkins, Fiscal Coordinator for the Juvenile and Probate Court. This is a contract for our GPS tracking units that we use with the juveniles. While it is we are working with the parent company rather than a third-party company this time, so we're looking to save at about $1,000 per unit for the year. Assuming we have 9 continuous units, we're looking at about a $9,000 to $10,000 cost savings by going with this group.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-827. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-828, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriation for victim services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
This is just moving some funding we had originally set aside for outbound printing to using some funds for in-house printing supplies, and an actual new printer for our victim services group. It's already been run by the sponsor, and they have approved it.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-828. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Before you make the next one, there is a bit of a typo in the team award. Rather than $37,500, it's $35,700 of the award for the team award.
So it's $35,700.
Correct.
It's just a transition. Okay.
Resolution number 18-829, in the matter of authorizing the acceptance of an award from the Delaware Morrow Mental Health and Recovery Services Board for the Together Everyone Achieves More Team Mentoring Program for Delaware County Juvenile and Probate Court.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded with the notation that the number is 35.7 rather than 37.5. Discussion?
This is our mentoring program serving youth between the ages of 10 and 14. We often partner with the OWU students to come and be the mentors for this group. It's been an ongoing project. They have been flat funding us. Every year we do request for the full funding of the program. However, they've only released this amount of funds.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-829. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-830, in the matter of authorizing the submitting of an application to the Ohio Attorney General Victims of Crime Act for the Victim Services Program in the Juvenile Court Appointed Special Advocate Program for the Delaware County Juvenile and Probate Court.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
The first one is the Victim Services Program. This funds 1.62 FTEs over at the juvenile court. We're serving victims of juvenile crime with that program. This year, we have already requested our cash match, which we received back in January, and the in-kind match is based off of intern hours provided by usually OWU or OSU students.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-830. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
I'm sorry, we didn't, the court appointed special victims was the second piece of that. This is the CASA program. It's serving both Union and Delaware County. This is the first year that we are asking for no cash match from the county commissioners. We're basing it completely on in-kind hours provided by our volunteers within both counties.
It's also well done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Any other questions or comments on that? We move it forward.
Resolution number 18-831, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with Quality Control Inspection Incorporated for on-call construction inspection services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of the Regional Sewer District. What we have here today is a contract for inspection services, and this is something that we use to supplement the inspectors that we have on staff. Because of the rapid pace of development, we've needed to use additional outside services to supplement our guys. We're looking for approval of this contract, and this should get us through July of next year. And at that point, we would be able to, continue with potentially another contract at that time.
What's the history been with this firm, with the dollars we've spent?
We have, every year, we have put together a $50,000 on-call services support contract with this firm. They've been shortlisted as one of the pre-qualified consultants previously. It's been ramping up over the past few years. I remember last year we got really close to spending $50,000. I believe the previous year it was maybe more like $35,000. So this year in 2018, we've already spent $50,000 with them. Had to actually go out for an RFP process and went ahead and shortlisted firms and selected from there with this firm as the most qualified. So we're looking at another $80,000 contract to get us through half of next year and the rest of this year.
Any other questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-831. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-832, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Capri Gardens Skilled Care Sanitary Main Extension.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
So this is an 80-bed skilled nursing care facility. It's north of Menards off of Graphics Way. And we request your approval for this plan set so that they can submit for their PTI.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-832. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-833, in the matter of reappointing members to the Job and Family Services Community Planning Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. This first one we have before you, we have 4 members of the JFS Planning Committee to reappoint. I'll just point out, this was the committee that David Dabrowski, the former director, revived, and I've heard nothing but really great things about the level of involvement that we've seen. All of these are community leaders. Stephen Hritzik from Powell City Police, Heidi Kegley from Delaware City Schools, Andrew Miller from Buckeye Valley Schools, and Robert Penrod from Delaware City Police. And we have many others. And these folks were all, Sarah was in touch with them, very enthusiastic about re-upping. So we recommend their reappointment.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-833. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-834, in the matter of reappointing members to the North Star New Community Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
This one is for the Board of Trustees for our North Star New Community Authority, Glenn Evans and Howard Heffelfinger, and we recommend you reappoint them.
Yeah, this is good that they volunteered to re-up. There's a lot going on in this one, and this is a very important new community authority, so
Yes.
glad to have them, again, serve another term.
Well, yeah, Glenn's a
Yes.
former commissioner, and Howard's also involved on the DD board. So,
Yes, yeah.
It's good to have people locally who are that active as these other four were earlier we talked about.
Right. Yeah, it really is important, too, when you're reappointing, obviously, then you get the benefit of the experience and the
Yes.
knowledge that they have. So
Yes.
I'm really glad to hear, too, that they're all re-upping.
Questions or comments? I think that's it. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-834. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-835, in the matter of reappointing a local government representative to the Sunbury Meadows Community Development Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion?
And our final one is reappointing Timothy Hackworth to Sunbury Meadows. He's a resident of the community there. He's also a county employee and was also enthusiastic about re-upping his commitment to this.
That's great.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-835. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Cromer, or?
Yeah, today we have some really good information to share with you today about some recent awards. I know back in January, February of 2016, when I interviewed with you all to come on to the county, one of the goals that I think we all shared was, to have the sewer district be one of the best out there in the state of Ohio. And, I think today you're going to see that we've got some award winners that kind of backs up some of those goals and desires. So I asked Tiffany to come in and talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I've got a few things prepared to talk about a couple of our guys that have received awards recently from the Ohio Water Environment Authority. This is the largest wastewater organization in Ohio. There's over 2,000 members in our state. And it's definitely the most recognized organization. Mike and I have been involved at a high level for a long time. And it's really great to see some of our guys get recognized for these awards. So if you can't tell who the award winners are, they're hiding in the back, the shirt and ties on, that kind of sets them apart back there. Mike was saying that we don't know if they can do hands-on work anymore. Right.
Okay.
So the award winners are Jason Watts and Marshall Yarnell, and I'll talk a little bit more about each of these guys here. So Jason was recognized for the FD Dean Stewart Award. Jason is currently our electronic maintenance manager with the district, so he actually goes out and does a lot of troubleshooting with anything electrical, the PLCs, anything at the pump stations, any of the electric panels. And this Dean Stewart Award is presented to an individual for their efforts in plant operations, maintenance, and especially for their keeping of records and reports of the operations. So I'm going to kind of read a little bit from the nomination that was submitted for Jason. Jason's been employed by the Delaware County Regional Sewer District for almost 20 years and as the electronics maintenance manager since August of 2017. Jason provides an extensive amount of knowledge and experience in the wastewater and process control equipment for Delaware County. Jason is a major advocate in making sure that we as a county are prepared for any emergency that has the potential to happen. Through his years of experience and thorough knowledge of operations and maintenance, he's been able to provide many resolutions to significant issues with mechanical and electrical equipment. Without the process control items and service, the plants would not be able to operate efficiently nor continue to provide a great water resource for the Delaware County community. So Jason, I'll let you stand up so everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, it's hard to believe Jason has over 20 years with the county. He looks like he's got 5 years' experience. I wish,
Right.
One of the things, a lot of times when you have your workforce being union employees, you have managers and supervisors that kind of manage the work. They don't necessarily lead the work because the work is traditionally done by the employees. And with Jason's experience being the leader, on the union employee side for 19 years, and then switching over to managing that group, he's able to really lead that group. He isn't just managing it because of his knowledge, and that's been something very strategic that from day one that we wanted our managers to lead as well. So this is a great example of that knowledge and stuff like that transfers.
Yeah, Jason's one of the guys that's been out on the front lines in the middle of the night when there's thunderstorms and all those things happening, probably more times than he can remember to count. So he's definitely saved a lot of homeowners, a lot of hassles over the years. So the next award winner is Marshall Yarnell, and Marshall is currently our OECC treatment plant manager. And Marshall won the W.D. Sheets Award, and this award is presented to an individual who is active in the field of education and demonstrates outstanding accomplishment and service in the field of training and education of students for positions in the areas of operation and design of wastewater facilities. So I'll read a little bit from Marshall's nomination submittal as well. Marshall has actively worked with faculty at area colleges to inform them of the need for qualified wastewater operators throughout the state of Ohio. He has attempted to impress upon the professors the importance of pushing students to obtain their operator and training certificate. Marshall has also initiated an internship program at the county and has outlined on-the-job training for his interns to advance their wastewater knowledge and provide real on-the-job operating experience. Over the past couple years, these internships have already led to quality hires for plant operations. Current and past partners include The Ohio State University, Agricultural Technical Institute at Worcester, Hocking College, the Delaware Area Career Center, and also Columbus State University. Additionally, Marshall is our resident treatment plant tour guide for the district because his passion for wastewater is really exciting to see. Marshall is welcoming to all age groups from elementary through college level students and tailors his tours to the audience so that everyone leaves with a sense of having learned something useful. So I want to give Marshall congratulations. Marshall, can you stand up?
This, having been a past president of the Ohio Water Environment Association, the number one issue that faces the organization is the retirement of current operators and finding that workforce that's going to backfill and take the industry to a new level. We face that same thing here. I think when we analyzed, when I came on board, that we had up to 50% of our workforce that could retire in 5 years. And Marshall, he wasn't given a pay raise to do this. It wasn't added to his job description. He just, I don't really even know in the last 2 years how he's been able to put this program together, but he has through his passion, like Tiffany mentioned. And it's not only in the wastewater field, but to bring in, to have that full gamut with the Career Center, having high school students, then having, connecting with those colleges and bringing them in. And the success, we've already seen 2 of them be promoted from, graduate levels is really exciting. When the sewer district in 10 years from now is at the level, it'll be a big part to the quality of people that he's helped. We're putting you up on a pedestal. It takes a lot of people, but you're the one that had the initiative, and it's really outstanding. This is really something not only statewide in our organization. This is what he's been able to do is unbelievable. So.
Yeah, we actually brought a few products of Marshall's success with us here today. We have our interns at both of our treatment plants at Alum Creek and OECC. Nicole and Adele are here today. And then we also brought Emily from our engineering staff, who's an intern as well. And then we've also hired recently a couple guys that were from the OSU ATI Worcester, as well as Columbus State. I think one of them's already been promoted, like Mike mentioned. And we just yesterday had interviews for a new entry-level position, and I think 3 out of the 4 candidates were from this recruiting that Marshall has done. So we're really having a great pool of young applicants that are ready to get in there and get their feet wet in the wastewater industry.
You keep going, you might get promoted into HR here.
Yes.
Don, you guys can't have him, so, yeah.
Jason, Marshall, do y'all, you want to have anything you want to say?
Speech.
You're dressed for it, you got your ties on. You can come up here.
Well, like they mentioned, I started in 1996 as plant operator at the Olentangy plant, and I've held various positions through the years. Actually left in 2016 as Mike and Tiffany were coming in, not because of them, but a private company reached out to me and I thought it was a good opportunity, which now that I'm back here, it definitely was. I learned a lot. It also made me appreciate Delaware County and everything that the opportunities I was given. And I traveled to plants in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and everywhere I went, I kind of always compared everything back to Delaware County. And I learned things that I thought, yep, one day I'm going to bring those back. And fortunately for me, Mike and Tiffany gave me that opportunity when this position opened up. So I'm grateful for everything that Delaware County's given me.
And they were excited when you decided to come back too.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks.
So I've been with the county for 19 years, and I've seen our employees come and go over the years, and I just figured, what could I do to help out, to reach out, to find, better quality candidates for these positions? Like myself, I have a Bachelor of Science in Natural Resources. And getting out of college, not everybody can work for the Park Service. And so I knew I was one of those people that was out there with the, great qualifications, but didn't know what exactly I could get into. So I started reaching out to these groups of people, and we're starting to find them. So it's an honor to work for the county, and this wastewater, it's become my passion. Coming out of college, I would have never probably told somebody that I would be working in wastewater, but I'm really glad that I took this field versus law enforcement and the natural resources. So I'm very grateful, and thank you, for all the opportunities I've been given. Thank you.
Open up to my fellow commissioners, Commissioner Bennett.
Well, I don't need to speak on behalf of my fellow commissioners when we say that we know, we all, I'm sure, would clearly acknowledge that the sewer department, the environmental services department, is extremely important to the future of the county. And I really don't think it's one of the best. I think it is the best. I really do. And it's well managed, by evidence of all the awards and recognition. It's well led. Our new director of environmental services, and so on. The other, Jason and Marshall are certainly leaders in that category as well. So I want to thank you all. We have a great plan in place. We're executing on that plan. Our financials are really strong. This is extremely important for the future of Delaware County. So it's just great to see that it's so well led, so well managed, and with a great plan and great people leading it. So thank you all.
Commissioner Lewis.
Well, when I became a county commissioner, I had no idea of the importance of sewer for our county. Development hinges on it, and people's health and safety, and I learned very quickly how important it was, and we brought Mike aboard, and Tiffany followed, and some of you were there first, and now you have also become leaders within your new group. But I can't say how proud I am of you. Can't say enough about how proud I am of you and how honored we are to have you. And you do yeoman's work for the county initiative leadership. I mean, it just shines. So thank you. Thank you so much.
It's hard when you go last. Obviously, you end up, I can just say ditto, but that's not my style. So, thinking back, I very much like Commissioner Lewis said, when I arrived here 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, I stayed in a lot of meetings for about 6 months prior to that after the primary, but I didn't know a darn thing about sewer. And I think that's pretty typical of most commissioners as they come into these positions. We don't have that background experience. But the value provided to this county and the quality of people we have in this department, many of you are sitting in front of me, and there's others out there working, so hopefully they also hear this or will listen. We have an exceptional county. We have exceptional people. We have exceptional leadership in this department. And we kind of kid about the job you do, and you kid about it, a couple of your comments, but you are so important to the growth of this county. And I've been asked a couple of times, we're always expanding sewer, et cetera, but we really serve two masters on this as commissioners. We have a responsibility to the users of this sewer system because be fiscally responsible, we use that word a lot, we have to be fiscally responsible in that they are being treated fairly and their rates are being charged monthly, quarterly for the services that are being provided. And we do a great job with that. But we also indirectly serve the whole county because the quality of service that you provide, you is plural for everyone involved in the department and many other people outside the department, the quality of service that you provide for those users also benefits all of us in this county. We never underestimate that as commissioners, but you should take a lot of pride in what you really contribute to the welfare of this county. The economic health of this county is largely due to your efforts and doing it fiscally responsible. And the question that we all need to be asking, and I think it's being asked in this, is there a better way? And asking that question has led us to make some changes that have been made over the last few years. And we're getting ready to start construction of a new plant. That ought to be exciting. It's exciting for us as commissioners. It's exciting for our county, and I hope you're as equally as excited about it. It shows the investment that we're wanting to make in this county, and my thanks to each and every one of you. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Anything else? With that, administrative reports?
That's it. That's enough. I took up way, yeah.
Did we want to get a photo? Sure. Yes, let's do that right now while we're thinking about it.
Yes,
Okay?
yeah.
How about Tiffany, do you want to stand over there? Oh, okay, perfect. All right, everybody.
Congratulations, guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Mr. Cromer said he had nothing additional. Mr. Lewis.
Yes. Yesterday, I met with Franklin County Commissioner John O'Grady in his office, along with Franklin County Administrator Ken Wilson. Got a great view as a helicopter whizzed by, and they told us later, they said the birds really like these windows up there. Oh. He's on the second top floor, I think it's the 26th floor of the Franklin County building downtown Columbus. So anyway, we met with Suzanne Delaney from CCAO, our county commissioners, State County Commissioners Association, and then
who lives in our county.
Who lives in our county, that's right, and also the Ohio School Boards Association. Suzanne is the executive director of CCAO. Rick Lewis is the executive director of the Ohio School Boards Association. He represents all the school boards in the state, and we met regarding School Security and Safety Solutions Summit. It's a summit to really bring not only people within the schools and those who work within the schools, but also they've really wanted to bring in the county to the extent that we can collaborate. We have child services under JFS. We have various organizations in the county that treat our residents who have mentally ill challenges. And there are many resources that are in the county. So we're trying to put those resources in the county together with their school safety initiative. And so anyway, this summit is going to be September 12th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, but they want the collaboration to go beyond just this one summit. And they're really looking for new solutions in the summit and reaching out to others to really pick everybody's brain about school safety. There are 20 other organizations that are participating in this, among them law enforcement, National Alliance on Mental Illness, Ohio Association of School Business Officials, Ohio Homeland Security, and many others. So it was a great conversation about collaboration and really an ongoing process of collaboration, not just the summit. But anyway, they are inviting us to the summit also, but we really, and in working with Franklin County too, and their resources, they've been a great help with this and reaching out. For instance, Franklin County funds through Nationwide Children's Hospital a program specifically geared to children who are suffering with some mental illness struggles. And so we're going to try that. That started me thinking that maybe there is a group of Ohio children's hospitals that we could put together. I mean, the group is there, but I mean to inform them about working with the schools on safety. So Suzanne Delaney's going to reach out to these different groups and give them the information on the summit, but it was a very worthwhile.
Is this an all-day summit or?
Yes, it's an all-day summit, just a one-day summit, and they are bringing in some couple of national speakers, but there are a lot of breakout sessions where people can say, look, this is what's worked in our community, and or else they can say, hey, you know, what should we do about this and that? So it's really a very interactive summit. So we'll learn more about it too, but the groundwork has already been laid. I'm trying to think of what time it starts. Registration at 8:30. And it opens at 9. They will adjourn at 4:30, again, September 12th at the Greater Columbus Convention Center.
What day of the week is that?
Pardon?
What day of the week is that? Is it the day we meet, or is it an off day?
What day is September 12th? I don't know. Oh, right here, thank you.
It is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, thank you. Great. And the other thing I noticed are beautiful planters outside, and make sure you take a look at them. But we really need to thank our master gardeners, because they've done a beautiful job. I mean, nobody has nicer planters than we do as you walk up and down
Maybe
the
it'd be
street.
appropriate to have them come to session sometime.
Oh, that'd be great.
And maybe they could kind of tell us a little bit about the program, and
Yeah.
it gives us an opportunity to say thank you.
Yes, that would be great. I've seen them out there watering and pulling weeds, and as a matter of fact, they were with our maintenance crew. The one lady was kind of guiding our maintenance crew, you know, there's a weed there.
Was
and
that
then
you?
she was pulling.
That's
No,
probably
it
you,
wasn't me,
wasn't it?
but that sounds like something I do, doesn't it? Yeah, okay.
Anything else?
Thank you, no, that's it.
Commissioner Bennett?
Just a couple things on the calendar. Tonight, I think starting around 6, there's a Taste of Powell at the Columbus Zoo. A number of restaurants in the area are hosting that event, and presenting samples of their food. PIN has a booth, and I'll be there for that. And then tomorrow we have our our not quite monthly legislative update, where we find out what's going on at the State House, and there's a lot going on, so it's always important to keep up with that. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I just have a couple things. Regional planning is also tonight at 6:30, so.
But I thought, yeah,
I'll
okay.
be
I'll
there.
be there.
And you won't be able to make it apparently.
I don't think I'll be able to, yeah, yeah.
That's fine, the two of us will be there. And tomorrow morning, Sunbury Chamber has their, I guess it's about a quarterly breakfast, and it's at Rural American, and I guess I have a 5 to 7 minute part of the program with a couple of other people, so Mr. Frumber's going to be there as well, so he'll keep me honest. Again, one last time, I'd like to say thank you. I hope you can get some idea of how much we appreciate the job you guys do. We don't see you enough to tell you that in person, but having here together, it just seems an appropriate time to, I can't say it strongly enough or loud enough, thank you. With that, we do have need for executive session.
We do. Resolution number 18-836, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment or compensation of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-836. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
With that, we are now in executive session.
Resolution number 18-837, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-837. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
If there's no other business to bring before us, we are adjourned. So where are you going? Florida?